Hello, it's Donna from Taffy Crafting. We've got an absolute storm raging outside at the moment. It's Storm Kiara, whatever it is. She is blowing outside and it's chucking it down with rain. What better place to be than in my craft room where it's lovely and quiet. All I can hear is the wind and the rain outside. And I'm going to do a bit of crafting before I set about some domestics here today. So I was set a colour challenge in our team this week, and the colour challenge was Highland Heather, Garden Green and Balmy Blue. So I came up with that. So it's just simple stamping and some punching using the Timeless Tulips stamp set, and just with some simple sentiment and a balmy blue ribbon holding these tulips together. So I wanted to do that again, just so that I could make a video of it and show you just how beautiful the Timeless Tulip stamp set is. So there's the stamp set, and it comes with a coordinating punch, and I love a punch. I don't do hardly any die cutting at all, so the punches work brilliantly for me. And then I just decorated it. I just found these, I can't even remember what they were called, but I just found them in what I call my embellishment drawer. So they're probably not even current, but I just thought they were quite pretty to put on there. I'm just changing it up just very slightly. So I've still got a card that measures 4 1/8. No, it doesn't. Yes, 4 1/8 by 5 7/8. So that starts off with a piece of Whisper White cardstock that is 8 1/4 by 5 7/8 and just scored down the long side at 4 1/8. There is a blog post that goes with this, so please come along and click on the link in the description bar where you'll see a link to the blog post that goes with this, and come and follow my blog. If you subscribe, you'll get an email every time there is a new project. I don't put all of my blog projects on YouTube just because of the time it takes to do that, so come and subscribe to the YouTube channel and to the blog as well to make sure that you catch absolutely everything that I do. So on this one, the card that I made, not that one, on that one I used the Highland Heather. For this one I wanted to use Lovely Lipstick, and the other thing that I've done to mix it up is use some DSP from the Pressed Petals. I'm trying to use up my DSP. I've got loads of it. We'll have a new catalogue launching in the middle of the year, so I need to get this DSP used up. So that's one side of the Pressed Petals, but then on the other side is that we've got that wood effect, and so I've just put that on there, and I've taken a piece of that DSP that measures 4 inches by 5 3/4, and I've just put that on the front of my card, and then I've got a nice border around it. So I decided to use Lovely Lipstick just because red tulips are just beautiful, and this Lovely Lipstick colour and the ink it's not too red, it's just a nice mix between a deep pink and red. So what I've done is I've stamped the tulips using the larger tulip stamped those onto Lovely Lipstick cardstock. So you can see that I've already punched these out, and I'm going to do the same with these as well, just so you can see how that works. And I'm struggling with my eyes today, so I've had to do a lot of this kind of before the video, just planned it just because it would take too long for me to make sure that I've got everything right. So I'm going to punch that one out, and just line that up. I really am struggling with my eyes today. And there's that one. So there are my tulips, and aren't they pretty? So pretty. So we're going to have a little bunch of tulips. So what I'm going to do is glue these two down, and then I'll glue those two down using dimensionals. The other thing that I've done is that I've taken from the stamp, I've taken this long stem and I've stamped it onto Garden Green cardstock, and then I fussy cut them, and I've done that off camera just purely because I am struggling today. So what I'm going to do is put my 2 flowers on there, and then I'll put these 2 stems on, and I need to make sure that those stems kind of meet like that, so they're going to be tied with some ribbon. Haven't decided what colour ribbon yet, so we're going to do that. So let's just get these stuck down And then no doubt I'll struggle getting those stems stuck down because they're nice and thin, but I've got my tweezers to hand if I need them. So we'll put these at the top, just because I want those stems to kind of meet in the middle here, and then I might have room to put a bit of a sentiment there. And I'm just going to have these just at a kind of a bit of an angle. I love this lovely lipstick against the wood. How gorgeous is that? And because I was playing about with this, it's like, I have to do a video for this. Have to. So before I put the other two on with the mini dimensionals, I'm going to stick these on like that. So this could be a whole lot of fun. Let's see how we get on. You need a bit of patience for this. I can't even hold it in my hand. Not a card to make if you're in a bit of a hurry. And I just want to smoosh a bit of that off. I've got a wet wipe nearby. And I'm going to get my tweezers. And I'm just going to put that on there. Like that. That wasn't too bad. That little glue there, bit of glue there will get covered up by the other tulips that go on. Just put a little bit more glue on here. Really, really like covering this time. Although it didn't smush as much as I thought it would. And we'll put that one there. Like that. So then I've got these two others and I'm going to put those on using dimensionals. So are you watching this in the UK at the moment and you are being bashed by this storm as well? I was in Birmingham yesterday and it was a beautiful day, absolutely beautiful day, and you would have had no idea that this was on its way. Right, I'm going to put that one there. Oh, got an extra one going on there. Colour challenges are great things to take part in because they do make you think a little bit outside your own crafty comfort zone. You think, well, I would never craft with those colours, but actually when you start having a go, you think, well, actually those colours go really well. And there was something I did the other day and I put two colours together, and two colours I would never even dream of. And, you know, it really worked. I wish I could remember now what colours they were. It was something like blue and orange or something totally bizarre like that. Can't get any glue out of this. There we are. I'm just going to get that, and then I'm just going to push that underneath that so that that stem isn't hanging over the end of the card. And then one more. And then that's all my flowers together. But we're going to put some leaves on this. I have to trim that one, that's gone over a little bit. Okay, so there are my flowers, there are my stems. And then we're going to get some leaves on this. Let's just put that over to one side, just let that glue set. So also on the tulip stamp set we have the leaf, and then you've also got the leaf on the punch. So back to my garden green cardstock, and I need my garden green ink, which I have put to one side somewhere. Oh, it's up above on my shelf. And then I'm just going to, oh, that one didn't come out very well. Let's turn that card round. So with this one, you want to start punching from the right hand side, because if you punch from that side, then your tulip shape is going to punch into the rest of your leaves. Let's just punch those out, line them up. And then that last one, see if I can get that lined up, because it's right on the edge of the paper. Right, so let's get my 4 leaves here. Let's get rid of all these other bits. Let's get the card, and then we're going to, because I'm going to have, I want to put the leaves on before the bow, and I might not even need 4 leaves. We'll just see. But it needs some greenery on it. Actually, I will put 4 of those there. So I'll put those on, and then I'll get the bow around it. In fact, what I will do is put them higher. So we'll use some dimensionals for this. Some of my crafty friends won't believe how many dimensionals I'm putting on this card. They'll be quite stunned. So I'm going to put one quite high up there, I think. And then one just underneath it. I'm glad I don't have to go out anywhere today. I'm going absolutely nowhere. That weather is abysmal outside. Okay, so last leaf going on now, and then I can get some ribbon on there. There we go. So time for some ribbon. I'm not really at the moment quite sure what colour I'm going to do with that. I think I need something that stands out. So I'm going to have a little rummage through my embellishment drawer and see what I can find. So I've had a rummage, and I've come up with the metallic thread ribbon in Petal Pink. I haven't got any lovely lipstick. And then I thought I might use some, I've got some of this that I got in my starter pack. So it's the braided trim, but it's just too small. And I think it will also fade into that. So we're going to go with that. So I'm going to make a bow. I'm going to put myself under a whole load of pressure to make a bow on camera. So I'm going to get my bunny ears. make a bow out of that. And then tie it. You can see how absolutely rubbish I am at tying bows, but this one is coming together. It's not brilliant, but it's not that bad. I think I need a bigger bow on that. I'm just going to get these ties just to come down here because I want that to sit like that. So you just have to manipulate it a little bit. Remember, you're in charge of it. So those tulips now look like they've been hand tied. So what I need to do is using mini glue dots to put that down. I've tried other ways of making that bow stick and it's got to be mini glue dots. So I'm just going to trim off these tails before I do that. So I think I'd end up pulling it off if I didn't. I'm just going to put that there and cover up the bottom of that leaf. So grabbing a mini glue dot, and this, I'm going to do that using my take your pick tool. Just take off that bit of glue. This is super sticky, this glue. Put that onto the back of my bow. And then stick that to the bottom of my flowers. And there I've got a hand-tied bunch of flowers. I'm going to just trim this off a little bit more, it's too long. That's better. And then these just need a slight trim. Hopefully I'm not going to lift those up too much. There we are, I'll just trim those off. I won't do the other one, that's only hanging over by a little bit. So what we need then is just something, I think, just here to be able to just put a sentiment on there. And I'm just going to go white. I'm just not going to do anything complicated here. The other thing I want to do as well is really go to town and decorate this. If this is going to be a Mother's Day or a birthday, then I think we should have some decoration on it. And I'm just trying to see what I've got here. I've got these, I can't remember where I got these from. They are Stampin' Up, but I don't think they're current. So I'm just going to dot a couple of these up here. Just because I can, but you could, oh, that one pinged all over the place. But you could use rhinestones. I did get some rhinestones out, but they're not in front of me at the moment. I can't see them. So just to decorate the top, just gives a little pop of colour. I'm just going to put 2 on there. So let's stamp our sentiment, and I'm going to stamp that in, what am I going to stamp it in? Lovely lipstick. So I've got my sentiment here. Let's get rid of my leaf. Piece of white cardstock. And actually, I think I was going to use the classic label punch. I'm going to have to use something a little bit bigger and maybe trim it down. So what have I got here? Let's have a look. I don't think it's going to fit in the classic label punch. We might have to change it to the happy birthday. Yep. Oh, I love it when something doesn't go to plan. But it's not a problem. I've got a happy birthday sentiment in the Timeless Tulips stamp set, so we'll use that. And try that again. The bit I'm not looking forward to is cleaning up my craft room after this tutorial. It is a bit of a mess. So classic label punch. I also got this in my starter kit as well. Just line that up. That's not quite central, that will do it. And then I just want to put that there, like that, using a few more dimensionals. And the mini ones are just the right size for this punched shape. So we're nearly done, we're nearly there. And there we have it. I wish I could see where my rhinestones are because I did get them out earlier on. I've got another pack here somewhere. I've got loads of these about because I think we need to have a rhinestone either side of that sentiment. Just pick out a couple of the smaller ones and put either side of the happy birthday. And there we have it. So if you can't send flowers to somebody, send flowers to somebody. So I hope you like that project. Hope it gives you something that might inspire you to get crafting. And I'll be back again soon with another project using one of my favourite stamp sets. I'll be back again soon. Bye bye.